Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. It's now 2 o'clock, so I think we'll get started with our presentation today. I'm Diane Horton from Procurement Services, and I will be your moderator for today's session. The panelist with me today is Mark Teekamp from Sustainable Procurement. Mark will be presenting his webinar titled Getting the Most Out of the Reverse Trade Show. Today's webinar is number 3 in a 3-part series. Before we start, let's take a moment to ensure that everybody's ready. First, you should have a control panel on your screen with an icon image of a hand. To ensure everyone can hear me clearly and the audio is coming through, if you could just take a second to click on that button so that we know that we're broadcasting and you can hear us clearly. Okay, great. I see some hands going up. Thank you very much. Second, you will have the ability to submit questions using the questions section on the same control panel. If this is your first time participating in a webinar, the process is simple for asking any question. Just simply type your questions into the text window under the question section and press enter. The questions then should appear on everyone's screen. You can submit your text questions at any time, but due to time management, we will be waiting to answer all questions at the end of our webinar. You should know a recording of this webinar will be posted on our website where you will be able to reference it at any time. This webinar will be approximately 15 minutes in length, plus a short Q&A at the end. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm now going to pass it over to Mark. Mark?
Thank you, Diane. As Diane mentioned, I'm Mark Teekamp, and I am the Sustainable Procurement Project Coordinator here at the Nova Scotia Department of Economic and Rural Development and Tourism. Today we are going to be speaking about a reverse trade show and how they can inform you in your organization about procurement opportunities and answer questions about the procurement process. Whether your business falls under low value or high value purchases, you still need to know how to market your business to the buyers and the end users. We need to know who you are and what you have to offer. To help vendors access the widest range of opportunities, we have developed these reverse trade shows as one of the tools to assist you in your procurement ventures. So let's get started. First off, I would like to explain what a reverse trade show is. We all know what a trade show is. Customers go to a trade show and visit businesses selling products. An example would be a home show or a boat show. Well, our reverse trade shows are a twist on the traditional trade shows. We have turned the tables and we, the buyers, have our booths, and you, the sellers, come and visit our government booths to discuss your products or services. The goals at these events are to help guide you to potential procurement opportunities. This includes assisting you with knowledge about our processes and policies which affect the way we do business. Our reverse trade shows are hosted by Procurement Services. We manage the procurement process for the departments, agencies, boards, and commissions by providing knowledge and expertise to guide government. We seek unique, creative, sustainable procurement solutions for complex business needs. Procurement Services provides these outreach efforts to help encourage competitiveness and innovation to Nova Scotia businesses, which in turn will contribute to the sustainable prosperity of Nova Scotia. Who takes part? The reverse trade show concept has been developed to work collaboratively across government departments, throughout the broader public sector, and with our community and business partners. The people who participate as the exhibitors for these events are key procurement representatives. They are the people who actually do the buying. This includes government departments, the provincial agencies, boards, and commissions, representatives from the MASH sector. MASH stands for municipalities, academic institutions, school boards, and health service providers. We also, in attendance, we try to have federal agencies as well, such as in the past we've had the Canadian Intellectual Property Office and the Office for Small and Medium-Sized Businesses. We would hope that the groups such as these would be on hand to provide information to small businesses. Really all these exhibitors could have prospective business opportunities for you, as social enterprise definitely provide diversity of goods and services. Who usually attends? Businesses that attend our events are those that are interested in growing their opportunities within government. By being a participant at our reverse trade shows, your organization will have the benefit of meeting potential buyers, not just in your own community, but throughout Nova Scotia. By attending these events, you're not only marketing to government what you have to offer, but you're also learning who the key contacts are and what the processes are for tendering and what types of tenders they have available. we were fortunate in the 2012 show, we were fortunate to have over 300 people attend. So you now have an idea of what a reverse trade show is and how it can benefit you and your organization. So now let's talk about getting to one. The event is typically held in the fall. Our annual reverse trade show is held usually during Small Business Week, which is in October. This year it will be on October 22nd, 2013 this year at the Best Western Dartmouth. And although our event is in the Halifax-Dartmouth area, the exhibitors as well as the participants are from all across our province, giving you plenty of opportunity to network with a very diverse group. So what do the vendors do there? Some of the objectives of the reverse trade shows include learning what government purchasing needs are, becoming informed about procurement opportunities, and to have questions about the procurement process answered. It's impossible to do business with us if you don't know how to get started or how the process works. Networking with the buyers and the purchasers. Networking is very important. By giving buyers and suppliers a chance to meet face-to-face to tell us about their goods and services provides a great networking experience for everyone. There's also a chance for both buyers and vendors to talk openly about new ideas and opportunities. After all, this is a chance to assist local businesses such as yourselves and to inform about the role of the Department of Economic and Rural Development and Tourism. What's in it for government? We want your business. We want to strengthen the relationships and understanding between public and private interests in Nova Scotia. We want to assist in building a thriving economy by encouraging small and medium-sized businesses to become a part of the procurement process by bidding on government tenders. Meeting you also gives our buyers the opportunity to know what goods and services are out there. As mentioned earlier, this is our chance to meet suppliers, help new suppliers, and learn what suppliers need to succeed. It is always helpful to increase the knowledge around our supplier base, especially in the event that we need to track down a number of quotes for purchase. Here's the procurement webpage. This is very important. The site is, as you can see, www.gov.ns.ca/tenders. This is one of the ways you can determine what we buy. Other items that can be found here include event notices, over-threshold postings, news, and sustainable procurement documents. Feel free to contact supplier development if you do have any questions. The contact information will be posted at the end of this presentation. So this is a screenshot from the webpage. As you can see, as we get closer to the reverse trade show, we post confirm the timing, confirm the location, and we just try to advertise as much as we can that the event is happening. Usually do that as we get a little bit closer to the event. So keep an eye on that webpage and keep an eye out for notices about the reverse trade show. Here's from our website just some sample tenders. Thought it would be useful to show a sample of the actual postings. We have hundreds of postings at any given time. The tenders are posted by date or other filters that you can select, and you can click on details to see the specifics. That's just an example. The website is also very useful to understand procurement terms, to learn the procurement language. Before you attend a show like this, try to take some time and explore the website to learn the procurement language. Some of the terms can be tricky. For example, standing offer, RFPs, request for a proposal, all procurement, we sometimes just call it all P, but you'll get a good idea of what the terms are and what the language is. Also helps to learn about the procurement process. The website, it just is a very helpful way to prepare for any procurement discussion. You might be asking yourself what to bring. Our events are not meant to be a marketing meeting, but rather a place to narrow down prospective contacts based on their purchasing needs. For example, finding out which department would buy what you sell. If there seems to be a match of interest, then the event gives the opportunity to briefly describe what you have and to make further connections with follow-up meetings at a later date. When coming to the event, you should definitely have a business card or some type of short promotional material which has all your contact information on it. Feel free to bring anything that would give the government a good idea of what you're selling, except the actual product, unless it's small. Which brings us to this point, what not to bring. Don't bring heavy gear or equipment or a booth to set up. Essentially, the reverse trade show, it's an opportunity for the buyers to do all the work. The buyers will set up the booths for you to see. There won't be a chance for you to display or set up your own display. So you should go, you should enjoy, find people to talk with, mingle with the buyers, and just go. Social media at the Reverse Trade Show. Social media is becoming an increasingly useful tool with measurable and predictable power that truly has a place with almost any kind of business. There are many benefits to using social media. We use Twitter not only to post tender opportunities, but also to post updates about upcoming events. And at our trade show, we actually tweet throughout the show. At our last show, we had 2 attendees mingle and tweet notes and comments during the day, as you can see in the photo. We also had some feedback of people that do follow us on Twitter that did know about the Reverse Trade Show, and throughout the day they actually decided to attend. So that's it's a very useful tool. So Twitter, lastly, is increasingly being used by procurement services, so keep that in mind. It's very helpful to follow us, and you can see right there. You could follow us at Nova Scotia at ns_procure. So lastly, as we mentioned before, just be prepared. Selling to the Government of Nova Scotia is similar to selling to the private sector. You will need to research the market and evaluate your resources. You should start by determining which departments are purchasing your goods or service, at what price, and how often. We mentioned that before, but that is very helpful. We want you to have the most successful experience at a reverse trade show. Again, take some time to look at our website, look at the tenders that are there now, do some research on the nature of public procurement, learn who in the public service would buy what you're selling. The website again is www.gov.ns.ca/tenders. Success in action. Last October, the Reverse Trade Show, as you can see throughout the photos that were in the presentation, filled the field house at the Canada Games Centre with exhibits for more than 30 public sector entities. There was a post-event survey that a number of vendors filled out. The feedback was very positive. Close to 85% of the vendors we polled thought that attending could generate future business for them, and 93% said yes to. Do you believe that the Reverse Trade Show is an effective approach to increasing supplier access to public procurement opportunities? 93% said yes to that. We do encourage you to take part, and hopefully we'll see you in October this year. So that concludes my presentation. I'll pass it back to Diane to facilitate any questions.
That's great. Thank you very much, Mark. We now have some time left over to see if there are any questions regarding this webinar. Again, to submit a question, just type into the text window under the questions section and press enter. So we'll just take a few moments while you get your questions together. Thank you. I see there's a few questions coming in, so Mark's just going to read them off and answer them.
Okay, there's one question here. Do I have to sign up? We do ask that you register. You wouldn't necessarily register months before, but the process is very easy. Once we get closer to the show, the registration will all be set up. check our website near the end of the summer for registration details. There's no cost. It's very easy, and again, we do encourage you to come. So we do make it very, very simple, very efficient for you to just register. So we also have another question here. What is the routine at the Reverse Trade Show? I think that means that what happens when you go in. So as you can see from the photos that were throughout the presentation, just people are walking around, and there's no process that you have to follow to go from booth to booth to booth. But we encourage you to freely walk around, see the booths. You're not obliged to visit each booth in order, but it's very casual. Walk around, meet the people, have a conversation, and discuss new opportunities. So.
Mark, there's another question coming in. They want to know if you could repeat the date and time and location again for this year's trade show.
Okay, so the date is October 22nd, and that is just for this year. Like I said, it's typically held in the fall during Small Business Week every year. So, but this year it's October 22nd, and it will be held at the Best Western Dartmouth, which is in Burnside. But yeah, the Best Western Dartmouth, October 22nd, 2013.
Okay, great. Looks like that wraps it up for questions, and it also wraps it up for about our time that we have available for today. If any questions come up, feel free to drop us an email, and we will answer those via email. We'd like to take this time now to thank everyone for participating today. For those of you who were not able to attend Mark's Series 1 or 2 webinars that we had over the last 2 weeks, we invite you to go to our attenders website to view them. Very informative, great tools in the sector for learning about procurement services. As all 3 of these are very valuable tools and were designed specifically for social enterprise groups. If you have any questions or comments regarding this webinar or regarding the Reverse Trade Show process or anything like that, please call or send an email to the address noted on our slide. And that wraps everything up for today. We'd like to thank you once again. And to exit this session, please click the X at the top right-hand side of your screen. Thank you very much.